Hey guys and gals, welcome to this week's pre-foreclosure daily grind tip of the week. Chris the Drummer Bowes, Bob LaChance. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic new year. I know Chris did, right?
Yeah, that was a good one. Had a few beers and stuff, you know.
A few beers.
Chilling
I
out,
had about 10. Not too bad. But anyway, hey, we got some fantastic tips this week. We got, in particular, we have 3 of them. One, we're going to talk about the Fannie Mae HAFA, some short sale guidelines. Chris is gonna talk a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about the importance of getting all of the paperwork signed if you're negotiating a short sale on behalf of somebody else, whether you're an agent, investor, it doesn't matter. We're going to talk a little bit about a deal we just went through where if we didn't have the actual paperwork signed, we would not have gotten paid. So that's pretty important because that's how we feed our families.
Right.
Okay. And then number 3, we're going to talk about Flagstar Bank, which I don't think we've ever talked about that on one of our
I don't believe so. No?
tips of the week. No. All right, let's talk about Chris. Go over, you're talking to a higher-up negotiator within Fannie Mae in reference to their HAFA program. Just talk a little bit about the guidelines.
New guidelines coming out on the HAFA deals that are backed by Fannie Mae, which any of you who've been in business for a while, you know all about Fannie Mae. Depending on the state, it is a state thing. Depending on what they're set to lose, so in other words, what the total debt is, minus what they're going to net out of the short sale. If that difference is greater than, in this particular case, on this particular property, that difference was $125,000, they will not approve a short sale. Which is kind of interesting because...
Or they won't go lower than that actual loss, because they're just doesn't matter.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Which if the offer that's there, that's set to lose them more than that $125,000. If that offers a market value offer, then I mean, what they're basally asking is that they would want an offer above market value, which doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. So the debt's $500, you get an offer at fair market value of $300,000, can't do the deal.
Right.
That's in some states, so make sure you ask, because they have a set of guidelines that are sitting in front of them. That's why they're going to ask you what state you're actually doing that short sale in. Again, we do it in all 50 states. And again, one of our buddies down in Florida, Craig, same thing happened to him too.
Right.
So it's happening, but make sure you guys are well informed. That's the nature of it. That's number 1. Number 2, let's talk a little bit about a deal we just got closed. Particular deal, got a call from their broker. The agent actually never gave the broker the piece of paper with our agreement to get us paid. So we had a conversation with the broker. The broker was fine with paying us after we gave him a signed copy of that paperwork.
Right.
So the point is that brokers right now that actually have agents underneath them, obviously everyone knows what a broker is, real estate broker, not mortgage broker. Real estate broker, they want to make sure that they're covering their own butt also, just in case they get audited and making sure, hey, guess what, if they're going to pay out some sort of negotiating fee or a referral fee or what have you, they just want to make sure that they're also covered and they have paperwork for their books.
Right, which is why, guys, just our agreement not only asks to have the agent that we're working with sign it, but it also has a space for the broker to sign it as well. So we know, and that's a way that we know that not only did the agent look at it and sign it and okay it, but the broker did as well.
Exactly. Because in essence, agents are obviously working for their brokers, which in essence, we work for them.
Exactly.
Or we work with them. Let me rephrase that. We work with them. All right, that's tip number 2. These are good tips this week. We're on fire this week. Juicy. Number 3, Flagstar Bank. Chris, you want to elaborate a little bit about what their process is and how quick or how long they actually are right now?
Sure. Just so you guys know, if you have short sales with Flagstar, they approach it, most lenders are going to approach it where as the file comes in, they'll look to review it regardless of, if there's a foreclosure date that's set and when that date is. With Flagstar, they set it up where they're going to look at the files first that have rapidly approaching foreclosure dates. So if they get a short sale in that's got a foreclosure in 2 weeks, they're obviously going to devote their resources to get that looked at as soon as possible.
So they'll take your file and put it underneath those files.
Right.
So that's the point, and that's actually really good to note also. And if you guys, or if you have any special tricks within Flagstar, please comment on them. Because we're trying everything, escalating into supervisors, so on and so forth. But when it comes down to it, they say the same thing. Right.
And if it's their procedure, and that's just how they do it, and if you call into Flagstar, every rep you talk to in Lost Smith's going to tell you the same thing, which is what we've been talking about here. then they're not going to look to bend over backwards to, you know, escalate the file, because I mean, they're telling you right up front.
Right.
They're saying, here's how we do it. This is our procedure. This is our timeline. So,
hey, if they won't do it for Chris the Drummer Bowles, I don't know if they're going to do it for anybody, right?
just got to send them over a video of like a drum solo or something.
That's it. That's it. Open it up for Bon Jovi. That's all.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week. And also, next week, we're actually launching our free version of our Finer Solution CRM. It's actually for every single small business, not only real estate, but we're going to apply this to real estate because it's a real estate video. Contact management, website and domain management, all housed in one spot. Email marketing, all in one spot. And a calendar and scheduling, all in one spot. It is absolutely phenomenal. So we have a free version coming out next week, which is finersolution.com. But anyway, Chris the Drummer Bowles, Bob LaChance getting back here with this week's pre-foreclosure tip of the week.